Alice Garland is the executive director of the North Carolina Education Lottery. And in fairness to you, you watched Representative Paul Stam's interview with me at this very set. He does not like your lottery. And what do you think of his perspective?
Representative Stam was an opponent when the legislation was going through. He indeed was a party to the lawsuit trying to say that the lottery did not pass legally. He has I think, wanted to eliminate the lottery ever since we've been in existence. So not news to us.
How does that affect your ability to come up here and testify? The Lottery Oversight Committee has met, and we're right up on the short session. We could see that bill come up in the Senate. Does this change anything to have a Speaker pro tem go public, bring it back up?
No, I mean, the bill went through the House last session. We were obviously involved in the discussions on that. We know where Representative Stam stands. We've done a really good job. I think the legislature and the governor are very happy to have the money from the lottery, and we're just going to keep doing the really good job we've been doing.
Let's talk about playing the lottery. I think most people have played at least once or twice. Some play it regularly. So what's the appropriate balance of playing a lottery and understanding what you're getting yourself into, whether you buy scratch-offs or play the Powerball?
We very much want our players to know what they're playing and understand how the game works. We work very hard to educate our players. We provide information through a number of different channels so that if the player is computer savvy, lots of information on the internet, a great deal of information at every one of our 6,800 retail outlets, through the media. I mean, any way that somebody's used to getting information, we have information there about how to play lottery games.
Now, Representative Stam was pointing out the signs you see at the convenience store that changes with the digital was 100 million, 200, 300 million.
Right.
He says that is not accurate. It should be a lot less than that because it doesn't take into effect lump sum, if you take the lump sum, and most people do if they win the big one, and taxes. It should be much lower. What do you say to that?
The annuity is a real amount. The winner chooses to take the annuity, they will win that full amount. It'd be paid out over 29 years, but they're going to win that full amount. And we have winners who choose the annuity. So that's a real amount. We have more winners who choose to take the lump sum. They have more confidence in their ability to invest that money than they do in an annuity product. But players understand that. They know the difference between the annuity and the lump sum.
So the argument going forward about the fine print, there is information. There's brochures about with it, but it's all a little tiny print. Do you think there's any compromise if the Honest Lottery Act were to go through, say the Senate picks it up, where you could change it where somehow the odds are better indicated, or do you think they're clearly articulated on that ticket, every ticket that you buy?
The odds are for, right now, the odds for the overall estimated odds, which we're required by our statute to provide, are on the back of every ticket, and we have, in deference to Representative Stam's wishes, we have added the odds of the top prize. However, that's at the point of purchase. There are a lot of other ways to get that top prize well before that player purchases that ticket. In every store, we have something called a play station, and at the play station are how to plays for every scratch-off ticket. That how to play for each individual ticket has the odds of winning, the 1 to 4, the 1 to 200 or whatever for every single prize level, and that's easy to find.
Average lottery player, they really know it's 1 in 300 million or whatever it is to get all 6 numbers to win the jackpot. You think most people are intelligent enough to know what a lottery is and how it works?
Absolutely. They know what they're playing for. I mean, it's interesting. Our players are, I think, much more savvy than Representative Stam would like to think that they are. They go to our webpage frequently. They know where to find the information at the play station. I've had players tell me what the odds are because I don't always have it all memorized. The other thing that's interesting, and this is a frequent occurrence, is players are very interested in, on the scratch tickets, how many top prizes are remaining. We update that information every night, so it's extremely current. And players will go to our webpage and look at that information before they decide which ticket to purchase. So players are pretty savvy.
Well, what I'm sensing between lawmakers and conservatives about this lottery debate is the money that was supposed to go to education isn't going to education. Instead, they're reducing education funding at the budgetary level because you have lottery money. Where does that put you in the middle of all this? Because Representative Stam is speaking more to you and your lottery, but also to other policymakers who said you broke your promise. You didn't add to the school budget. You've supplanted. Can you even go there?
The responsibility of the lottery is to make the money. It is the legislature and the governor that spend the money. Once we make the money and hand it over to the Office of State Budget and Management, our job is done. That is a legislative decision.
But then legislators come back on the lottery and will say, this is what the lottery has done, it starved the school. So is it officially you have to remain mum on that? You can't weigh in? I mean, how I would say not biased, but how opinionated can you be when someone says, hey, we're not doing what we should do with education money?
We will frequently direct players when they ask that question, or citizens, you need to talk to your legislators, because that's a legislative decision. It's not a lottery decision.
And final question, if I decide to go out and buy some lottery tickets, whichever ones I choose to play, should I do it from the sense that I'm going to have fun and be entertained by that moment of watching the numbers or scratching it, or should I go into it thinking I'm supporting education in North Carolina? What's the proper approach to playing the lottery from a philosophical perspective?
I think the proper approach is that it's fun and it's entertaining, because what we're looking for are the dollars that someone has set aside for entertainment. If while having fun you are also supporting education, that's a fantastic byproduct of the lottery. But it is a game of entertainment.
Alice Garland is the Executive Director of the North Carolina Education Lottery, and I thank you for coming on, watching our project and saying, hey, give me a chance to come up here and tell my side of the story. Thank you, ma'am, so much.
Absolutely.